Thank you very much. I appreciate the time. For anybody who doesn't know who I'm here with today, this is the one and only Frank Abbruzzese from Alphakor here in Windsor. So we're just going to dive right in. I know you're a busy man, Frank. So let's jump right to it. But for those that aren't really familiar with you or with Alphakor, just give us a quick little background on yourself and the company and kind of what you guys do really.
Sure. So myself, I actually celebrated 32 years in the tech sector this week, so I'm pretty excited about that. President of Alphakor, we're a IT company. We celebrated 25 years in February. We do all things IT. We offer computer solutions to businesses of all sizes, 24-hour support, 7 days a week, holidays. Cybersecurity is a big hot item right now. We've helped a lot of people get their workforce remotely at home, helping them out with that. We do web development, social media, all kinds of fun stuff when it comes to digital marketing.
Awesome.
And we write custom software. So just a few things that we do.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, man, and again, right, I've been hearing that is that a lot of people are kind of using this time when, right, everybody's distracted by COVID or, right, they're worrying about getting their business and staying alive. Now is where you're starting to see a lot of those threats kind of show up. Is that you guys are kind of getting quite a bit of activity that way?
So there is a lot of activity, and what we're going to see 45, 60, 90 days, now you're going to see the result of people clicking on links, attachments. Do not. We're getting some that look legitimate. The email looks legitimate. So a lot of phishing schemes. So I get one from Sean Santoro, for example. It says, hey, Frank, support my cause. Click on this link. Even though it has your email address, don't click on that link. I'd call you and I'll say, Sean, are you really sending this to me?
Yeah,
I know it sounds silly. I know it sounds like we're not doing it. Trust me, every day we're throwing money out the window that you're never going to recover.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's the tough part.
And I think I saw that on, I don't know if it was somebody's screenshot this morning or it might have been last night on Facebook, but they were saying they got, right, the phishing, it was a call, but the phishing scam, right, saying that it's CRA, asking about the CERB or, right, all those kinds of usual scams kind of deals.
Yeah.
So, hey, well, that's good that somebody's watching out for people and making sure they're keeping safe. So.
Yeah, a lot of tools that our companies have invested in that we're recommending. So some are moving forward with things that we've been talking about the last couple of years. So now they're really worried. And when they go back to the office, you're going to find that they're going to have to lock things down even tighter as we keep moving forward.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So being that, again, you guys being an IT company, you're probably, right, already kind of fluid in this space, but being that everybody's at home, have you guys kind of changed your marketing platform at all to right, kind of target that market a little bit better or get out there a little bit more?
So the marketing has become a lot more digital, and we're picking up the phone. Sean, I don't know if you realize this is the only time, think about it, the only time every single person you ever want to talk to is glued to a phone.
They're right near it. Absolutely.
You can reach anyone, anywhere you want today. And let's face it, we have most people's cell numbers, but we're reaching out by phone, by email. We've been doing a lot of these webinars. We've done interactive ones. We're doing presentation webinars. We're helping other people. We help, the Chamber Inspire Hub and the Alphakor, we did the first Chamber one, so they've got a great series going on right now. I love that you're doing this. I did Coffee with Craner. Like, there's a lot of us that are just change. We're adopting this virtual world and trying to make the best of it. Reach out to people and help everybody. It's a great idea.
Absolutely. Again, right, it's allowing us to kind of get that information out to a lot more people a lot more fluidly because everybody's tied to not so much tied to a screen, but they're very close to a screen, right? They want to see a webinar today, guarantee you're going to be able to find somewhere there's a webinar on something that you're trying to find today.
I think I found stuff today that I could hop on for fun.
Exactly. Tons and tons of resources out there. So
yeah,
perfect. Okay. So in terms of your guys' kind of customer base, is it any kind of particular industry right now or just everybody and anybody at this point?
Well, automotive manufacturing, it's hit and miss with that sector right now. Some have kind of closed down into skeletons where others are still going steady. So when Ford announced this week that they're going back and Chrysler, everyone's going back to work, it looks like. A lot of our clients have been running in the background, so they're working from home, some of the shops, the maintenance, so that they've been able to do a number of things. Sector-wise, construction has always been an area, automotive manufacturing, the professional firms. There's a lot of different sectors that we work with. We're
Okay.
finding that most of the companies have continued to work. It's that mobile workforce, which now we predict there's going to be a shift where we're going to accept people working remotely, flex hours. Our world's always been 24/7, and I hate to say it out loud, but I don't think we're going to reach a point where we're going to have overtime anymore or holidays. I mean, we are a 24/7 industry in a world, and we have to be there for our clients all the time like we have been since day one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Exactly right. A lot of industries and a lot of businesses that would have normally, right, it's the brick and mortar, you're in the office kind of deal. This has kind of been a dip their toe in the water kind of test case, is to be like, okay, can we make this work remotely? Yeah. And I think a lot of them are seeing it and being like, okay, this does work. So, and I think it was on a webinar call or a Zoom call a couple of weeks ago, is right. A few of the people were even saying specifically that is they're expecting, right, some interesting things to be happening with the brick and mortar shops, with the, right, the full scale business operating facilities just shrinking down because they just simply don't need the space if they can have, right, a portion of their staff at home, right?
Well, for us, we have about 50 that are remote, and there's only about 6 or 7 of us in the office. The remote staff is readily available. Their more efficiency, production per individual has gone up. So we were pleasantly surprised, thinking we're going home, we're going to have more distractions, we're not going to work as hard, right, et cetera. But the opposite has happened with our team. Our team is doing more tickets per day for the technical team, development's moving forward, the web marketing. There's a lot of positive. We're very blessed, very fortunate, and we're in demand every day. People need help. We need help with technology.
Yeah. And so for a lot of businesses that aren't as computer savvy is not the right word, but as exposed on the remote ability side, what's kind of some tools, some things that you've been using for those kinds of business owners, if you've had, right, interactions in that space, but what have you find might be successful for them to kind of transition a little bit better, dip the toe in, or just kind of solely start going? Or
well, when you're putting the workforce at home, you have to remember, do you have company equipment they're bringing home? Are you using personal equipment? Personal equipment's different. There's different flavors of the Windows, for example. It may or may not work in a secured environment, depending on what you have set up. The biggest challenge we're finding, and we've talked to them all, Cogeco, Telus, Rogers, you name it. Nobody had the foresight to predict this happening. So the infrastructure, the first couple of weeks, we found was a bit challenging for home users, where we're sharing all this bandwidth, not just with people in our home or family, but the entire neighborhood when you have shared internet. So now think about it. During the average business day, there was one person home. Now my family, there's 4 people home, 4 computers on, 4 cell phones on, 2 TVs on. So let's just say I have 10 devices on my Wi-Fi where normally I have 2.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden all the neighbors have, 3 to 5 times as many devices. And guess what? Can't handle all that traffic.
Yeah.
So that's been one big drawback. So a lot of calls we got was things are locking up, things are slow. So we have to look at, better product in the home. What can we do to speed up the connection? What can we do with the internet providers to provide a faster connection? If you have fiber, now's the time to move to a dedicated fiber pipe, which is a big dedicated pipe.
Yeah.
Tools, Teams is a popular one for those who have Office 365 and put their Microsoft product in the cloud. That was an easy transition. We do at Teams every morning, 9 of us on the corporate sales team. Every single morning we do a half an hour debriefing, and everyone's working out of their homes. So it's kind of nice.
Teams is Solomon uses Teams. We do we do multiple calls throughout the week, but yeah, there's a consistent, right, weekly Tuesday nights. We do, right, Canada wide. Everybody jumps on the call. One of the core teams is going to be training on something. And so it's cool to just kind of get connected with the people in BC and Manitoba and Alberta, and just, right, you get some FaceTime with people you haven't seen in, months or possibly even years, depending. So very, very cool little system in Teams. I agree with you. It's been quite useful. I'd heard something yesterday, or it might have been on a webinar on the weekend, but they were talking about smart devices in the home. And a person was sharing a story about how somebody got hacked by their smart kettle. Or sorry, the smart kettle was basically the Trojan horse for the hacker to get into the home.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys heard situations like that already happening just since people have been working from home?
Yeah, it really started years ago. There was one in I think somewhere in the Middle East. They took over a bunch of cameras, and what they did, they hacked into. Think about it. So cameras, I'm watching the video of all my security, all my cameras everywhere. There's no security on. It's wide open. So imagine taking a busload of people today. I got 50 people on a bus, and we unload in your neighborhoods. You have 200 homes in your neighborhood, and I say everyone, go pull on everyone's door and see who's got a door open today. Because people think, I have nothing, you know, I'm not, but you are. If I come along and I find your back patio door open and I slip in your home, that's exactly what's happening with the cameras. They're not being protected. And when you take them over, you can do things. And what happened in this specific case is they took over something like 21,000 cameras, and the traffic was so heavy, they brought the internet service provider down. And guess what? You and I are ready for this call? We have no internet provider. We have no connection. So that's a major outage that's happened. Your electronic doorbells, that's what we have today with the cameras, your security system.
Yeah.
On and on it goes.
Okay. Yeah. And see, so like I have an alarm force personally.
Yeah.
And I never got the video doorbell camera kind of deal. But yeah, it's tied to the Wi-Fi. And so is it more than on the Wi-Fi password and right, that kind of firewall that's the important side? Is that what's protecting the alarm force or the kettle or the whatever it is?
Right. So those devices, as long as they're not going direct to the internet unprotected, they need to go unprotected. So in an office environment, we do a number of things. So you know how you have your Wi-Fi, so I move you into the boardroom, you bring your laptop and you can get onto your network. That's Sean, we work at Solomon, that's your office, you're controlled, you're private, you're secured. I come in as a guest, you give me the guest password. Well, I should not be able to get onto your network. And then we have a lot of clients, especially in agri and cannabis, where they have third party that are trusted sources. So we set up a whole separate protocol for them. So they can't get into the network. They're not on the public. They have their own controlled, secured tunnels. Mm-hmm. So we help companies segregate it. So in case there is a breach, we can narrow it down. And it's one of the third parties, or it was a guest that came in, or guess what? It's an employee that clicked on a link. Yeah. And what we're noticing is a pattern. A lot of things happen Sunday. For some reason, the hackers tend to like Sunday, where they release the ransomware when you come in Monday morning. So you're dealing with Monday mornings already a challenge on a great day. And Monday morning you come in and it says your whole network system has been hacked. So everyone wants to blame Sunday night, whatever happened. But normally we go back 30, 60 days, 90 days is when it actually started. And what it does is like, we come in that back patio door that's open and we hide in your house for a little while and no one ever finds us. And we do damage, right? We learn stuff, we do damage in the background. And then one day say, you know what? I'm going to tell you I'm here and I've changed the locks on your door and you can't get in.
You can't get back. Yeah, that's a good point, right? Just because they're in now doesn't mean they're going to do something now, right? Yeah. They could be, right, planting seeds, right, setting up their plan kind of deal. Wow, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
We don't want to scare people. We just want people to think, if I pull up on your driveway, can I hop on your doorbell? Can I hop on your alarm system? Can I hop on your Wi-Fi? Are you protected or you're not protected?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, and there was my brother-in-law was here. He has an iPhone, and my mother-in-law, she has an iPhone. And this was the first time he had visited Windsor since we moved here. And we're sitting on the couch, blah, 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 and he's pulling up something on YouTube. And I said, well, do you want the Wi-Fi password? And he's like, no, I'm already on. I'm like, and my password's like this long. It's not, nobody's guessing this thing. And I'm like, well, I know Brianne's mom doesn't have it. Like I've put her on, but I know she doesn't have the number to give you. Brianne probably doesn't remember it or have it saved. So like, if I didn't give it to you, how'd you get on? And he said, well, because my mom so Brianne's mom has an iPhone and she's connected to the network, and Brad had an iPhone. He was able to use her existing connection and the fact that they're connected with their iPhones to get onto the network. And I was like, what? That's a thing? And so like right there, immediately I'm like, we need a guest password. Like we need a guest Wi-Fi. so that if that's going to happen, sure, they can stay on their own, and Brenda can let Brad in, and sure, that's fine. But at least then they're not on the home network, because now it's my computer, Brianne's computer, right? All the pictures we've ever kind of saved of the girls growing up and that sort of stuff, it could, that could go sideways quickly.
And you're doing your banking and other things, right? So there's a lot of things that you're doing.
Wow. Yeah. It's crazy how that goes. So, perfect. Okay. Well, yeah, I've only got a couple more things kind of left, but, for a lot of those that are starting out their businesses, right? For the junior business owners that, right, if maybe only 6 months old, and now they get thrown into this, COVID situation, right? What's a good piece of advice you would give to all beginning entrepreneurs, and maybe how it might have molded between the beginning of the year and now, given, right, what's changed?
Well, the first thing I would do is find a mentor. We're so blessed in the community. So many people want to help.
Yeah.
If we look at a 6-month-old company, I trust to have a really good accountant, a lawyer, a financial planner. Those three are paramount. Then you need someone, that can guide you on the insurance side of it, et cetera. And of course, a good banker. So those pillars have to be in place. Who are their partners? Who are their stakeholders? Do they have a board of directors? Get involved in a mastermind group. So a mastermind group could be like me, you, and 2 other associates, 4 unrelated businesses where we're just open. And I'll tell you, you know what, Sean, I got up today and I faced this challenge. I have no idea how to handle it. And you'll be like, oh, okay, great. Thanks for sharing that. I've got a couple ideas. We need peer systems. We need peer groups. I would strongly recommend a mentor. Look at the networking. If they're not on LinkedIn, they have to be on LinkedIn. They have to build their network and find some trusted sources that I can call you. Like I can call you, Sean, on your cell anytime, and we have a candid, open conversation. You can do the same with me. I think that's what owners really need, because nobody has all the answers. And for them to try to figure it out all themselves, I'm sure they can do it, but the amount of time and stress and sleepless nights, call someone.
The whole 2 heads. Yeah, the whole 2 heads are better than 1, 4 heads are better than 1. Like, why not leverage other people's knowledge? Because, right, if it's a new situation, maybe nobody's ever come across it. Sure, more than likely somebody has, but if it's brand new, perfect. You guys are all going to figure it out together. And now, right, if somebody else comes into that situation 6 months from now, oh yeah, we already handled that, right? This is what we used, right?
It's new to everyone. We're all in the same boat, and guess what? It's no different than other challenges we faced in the past. I mean, we've had some tough recessions to go through, 9/11, where everything stopped overnight. Not to this degree, but there's similarities on how we reacted, how we took care of it, how we moved forward. The key is communicate and ask people, how can we help? And it doesn't have to be about business. Build a relationship, build a trust. Like if someone's doing a new build, they ask me, do you know a carpet, a furniture, a sign person? Sure. I want to help you, right? I want to refer people that will take care of you.
That's a great point. Again, right? Helping other business owners, right? Helping them, and then everybody, right? A rising tide lifts all boats, right? We're all gonna win together. So that's good. But no, thank you very much. I appreciate the time. I don't want to keep you too much more from your day, because I'm sure there's tons of stuff going on.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And everybody else watching, again, thank you again, Frank Abbruzzese from Alphakor here in Windsor. But everybody else, take care, and we'll see you on the next one-on-one.
Great. Thanks so much, Sean. Take care.
See you.